Okay, today we're just going to do some pattern work. We're here at San Luis Obispo Airport, and we're just going to do 3 laps in a left pattern for runway 29. I have the weather cut off today just to make this very simple. So let's get rid of our static elements here, and we're just going to get in here and do it. Turn our battery power on, and we'll put our avionics on, our nav light, and our beacon. Co-pilot side here, just because I have access to introduce fuel. There's the fuel. Let's jump back up top and go ahead and fire up the bird from the battery. As that comes up, turn our avionics on. .1200 feet is our pattern altitude, as the airport's roughly at 200 feet above ground level. Excuse me. Right. Stabilized. Inverter on. Said, I'm going to do some pattern work here so we can report it. Not online or anything, we're just doing this for some practice here. Get our flaps down. You can see they're down. Alright, let's get back up here, turn our taxi light on. And let's taxi out. Taxi over here to Alpha from this transient parking. Gotta account for the torque of this thing. Speeding up the taxi here. Cars over there. A little aircraft over there. Car over there racing us. Short bars. Let's go ahead and get our fuel all the way up. Get our strobe landing on. Let's make it happen. Right, left, clear. Set. knots rotate. Positive rate. You're up. About 700 feet, which we'll start our turn now. Start trimming the plane down just a little bit. Slow down so we don't overshoot our speed for our pattern work. Down some. Here's the airport there. Alright, let's go ahead and now that we've got our altitude here, come back on the power here. We're going to turn to about 110 degrees. That should have our airport off to the side as it does. Plane up just a little bit. Alright, the airport there. Damper on there. Let's check the location of the airport. We can put it right just a smidge. Let's check the heading there. Alright, so I'm going to lower the landing gear. We're going to nice little turn here. One level flaps down. Start coming down a little bit. Check our airport reference, it's right there. Alright, and now we can begin our turn. See? You know? Our speed, we want to be about 500. As you can see, we've got the poppy lights on the runway for our descent. Our speed is looking good. Let's check, verify. We've got 3 green. Descent is looking pretty good. Let's see if we can get center line here. Alright, back a little bit. Alright, we're down. It's a pretty smooth touchdown. Okay, I'll go flaps up. Touch and go. There. Positive rate, you're up. Power just a smidge. Again, we're going to go up to approximately 700 feet. Start our turn. Turn. Don't need to trim the plane this time since I've already trimmed it. ground as a reference as well. We'll straighten it up here. Alright, we're where we want to be. So we'll start our turn. Bring the power back, level, turn. We're going to make our turn to about 110 degrees or so. Try to keep that. There is the airport. Maybe shimmy to the right here. We're a little low. 50 feet or so. Speed is good. Alright, go ahead. Create some more drag. Alright, we are going to start descending slightly. Coming off the power. Our left turn, of course. Glance for our airport. Got that. Alright. We're a little lower than we want to be at this point, so we'll stay here. Okay, now we'll start our turn. Give it some more power. A little bit more power. We don't go into a stall. And of course there's our runway, so we made a bit of a shallow turn this time, which is okay. Alright. Verify gear down. Gear is down. Got a good descent. Straighten ourselves up. This time we're going to come for a full stop. Alright. Back on the power just a slight bit. Center line again. There we are. All right. Top of the nose. Go. Slow the bird up. Taxiway here. Then we'll go out. We'll do a replay of our work here. Let's get past the old short bars here and get to transient parking. Right. So now let's clean up the aircraft. Go flaps up. Go off. And let's bring our... Actually, let's go to the other side here. Bring this back to ground idle. And we can proceed to taxi in. Back to the transient parking, which will be east of the tower there. taxi and park and take a look at what we did on the outside. Transient parking is just off to the left here. It's actually right over here. We'll come in. Just kind of put it anywhere. Start off anyway, facing this way. All right, let's go to our replay and let's find a good place for us to start recording from. Okay, so maybe we'll just start here and replay our work. And we'll be doing tower view here just to watch our pattern work from the outside. Kind of see what the tower sees and onlookers. It's kind of cool thing to do. So this is our first loop. That we made in the pattern of, we just did 2 loops. I'll be doing my Pilot Edge Category 3 test more than likely today, which requires me to be at this airport and do 3 patterns. Variations to that could be that the tower gives me instructions to do right pattern work versus left. Runways could be different, but usually the winds here are out of the west, so because it's so close to the coastline there. But we'll see. So here in a second that's our crosswind leg there. Now we're turning left downwind, and if we just back it up from the tower view, we can see that I come across and now I'm on the downwind turn. I think perhaps one thing that I do is could come maybe correct and maybe instead of flying 110 degrees, which is 90 degrees from one of my turns, I can maybe do 120 degrees so that I have a little bit more time on my base turn before I turn to final. But there's the bird. I should be dropping gear here in a minute for some drag. Normally people do this pattern work and stuff and like Cessnas and stuff like that, aircraft that fly a little slower. I keep, 15 degrees flaps, 1 notch of flaps in here so that I can fly slower and use the landing gear for drag. And then I put the flaps down 30 degrees, uh, just to slow me down. To come in and have a nice glide slope lining up with the runway. As you can clearly see here, it was a very short base. Now turning left to final, of course. Both times we were close to center line. I don't think it was a perfect center line touchdown, but the landings themselves were at pretty close to the touchdown marks. I think we'll see, and I think the FPS or the feet per second uh, was pretty good, and we saved the landing gear from any damage. So let's see how we touched down. The looks of it could be a little early. Let's see here. Yeah, well, actually, it was right on pretty much the touchdown marks. All right, flaps go back up one notch, and going for the second loop. As you can see, I'm a little left of the center line, which I could probably work on that. Gear coming back up. And we'll turn left here in a second for the crosswind leg. Now, one thing that I have been studying is that in order to keep the aircraft close enough to the field and not get too far out of the pattern, you monitor your turns based off of your altitude and reaching the altitude of the pattern, which usually is anywhere from 800, but usually 1,000 feet above ground level. And then when you're on your downwind leg, and of course you're communicating with the tower, and you will report midfield, and they're giving you certain instructions, then you can go ahead and start your descent and preparing to turn left for base, so that you can uh, have a nice solid turn to final, and of course control your aircraft on a good glide slope to land at the appropriate area on the runway. Again, this is all hand flown, trying to stay in a pattern around an airport, which is very important for general aviation aircraft because a lot of airports are not towered, and a lot of flights are VFR flights, with general aviation for those who are instrument rated. And so departing and arriving at an airport without any ATC assistance becomes a little bit more challenging. So, in order to mitigate any negative circumstances, pilots understand and function well in the pattern, know where to look for traffic, know how to exit. So, therefore, it's important to practice pattern work, as much as possible, along with all of the other thing that comes in with VFR flight. Now, personally speaking, my goal is to become instrument rated, because although there is flight following, um, which provides traffic advisories to VFR flights, there's nothing, I guess, no other powerful umbrella of safety, if you will, than having a third party monitor everybody in the air and provide instructions to keep the integrity of the safety. Okay, so now we're in a kind of not the best base, but yet it is base. Uh, Turning into the final, of course. It was a shallow, bit of a little shallow turn. That's okay. And of course, we'll watch the last touchdown, finish the video.